this is so dope. A man with a watch looking like he broke the bank, but he promised me he's not. He said he got started from his wife and a pop's watch, face so fat the band had stretch marks. It shines so bright that you can see it from Mars. Man, he blinded me, reflecting headlights from the cars. He's got to be a rapper, baller, or a movie star, but nah, he's too humble to be all of the above. So he said, my name is Trap, oh, cause you bees in the trap. Nah, it ain't even like that, and he tilted his bull's cap. Introduced me to his wife, and she had one too. Wrist game so cold that she could build igloos out of nothing. They legit, they even bless their kids. Man, when they all stand in a row, they look like 4 Giotto rims. Tight like Tim's on a New York summer day. I just gotta be down, but he had to set me straight like.
Yo, what's going on, family, man? It's your boy Trap Vision 3D, man. First and foremost, excuse me for my tardiness. And second, we got a new member to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Welcome in, my man Joe. Appreciate you becoming a member, man. You was already part of the family, man, but you solidified it by becoming a member. Now, today we're gonna be talking about micro brands, man. We're gonna be talking about watches, period, in general. We're gonna be talking about this weekend, but I got somebody right now, man. This dude right now has one of the hottest shows going right now, and if you're not careful with your wallet, you'll find yourself spending more money than you thought you should. The awesome, phenomenal, he's flexing, right? He's flexing. He's taking solace in that. He is making you out here. Listen, he's making you spend more money because the love of watches, man. But this is a fellow enthusiast, man. So let's welcome to the stage.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, bro?
Doing good, man. Good to see you again. Yeah, man.
Bro, this has been a weekend. I will say a weekend for watch enthusiasts, man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, it has been amazing. It has definitely been amazing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna repeat the conversation we had a couple hours ago, but that premiere that you dropped, the whole TGV event thing, that was the most legit watch enthusiast content I've seen in a long time. You know, it wasn't like there was no agenda. It was just watch enthusiasts, watch lovers talking together, being crazy about watches, and you know, you can't get any better than that.
Yeah. It was, bro. We had a great conversation, me and you on the phone. Dude, stop. Man, look. We're gonna get into it. I know my man, we got one more person that will be coming in, but as soon as he come in, you know, we're gonna get it started though, man. We're gonna get it started. So for those of you guys that are new here, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, man. It is awesome to see all these great people. Mr. Fantastic just came in the building. Godfather is in the building.
Hey, what's going on, Godfather?
Let me see. House of X is in here. Sweetheart, how you doing? Bonjour.
Is Sweetheart new?
Sweetheart is new. Sweetheart sent me a message like last week.
Okay, nice. Well, yeah, welcome to the
the Grace Santini.
Oh yeah,
always a pleasure to have you. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I welcome you to the show. But first and foremost, we have to pay homage to this guy that's about to come to the stage. Somebody that has like his watch collection is second to none. Dare I say he's the benchmark, the source, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to watches, man. Welcome to the stage, the infamous Dave D. We're not worthy.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Hey,
don't listen to nothing Trap said.
Yeah, you got something playing in the background.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hold on, let me.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay, there you go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Does Dave D have a war name? We should give him a nickname. Because I don't know, if he's the golden standard, then we should call him Mr. Golden.
Absolutely not,
bro.
Absolutely not. What's going on, everybody?
I don't know, bro.
Nah, I'm just a regular guy like everyone else.
I'm gonna vote for either Father Time or Mr. Golden.
Let's go that route right there.
No.
All right, we can get a up close. Look at those beautiful faces, man. We got DK and Dave D. Dave D. How y'all doing today, man?
Hey man,
Everything's good, man.
Yeah, I'm always good.
So before we get started, now for those of you guys that do look down in the descriptions, I left a number of sources because we're gonna be talking about watches today. Some watches some people may have never heard of, some you may have, and if you have any recommendations or suggestions, and drop them, man. We will get there. Now I will ask you, if you have any questions whatsoever, find that emoji on your phone or your computer that has the watch emoji. That way, I don't want to miss anybody's questions or comments when it comes to these, because I will say these two guys have more experience than I do when it comes to micro brands. Way more. I'm just getting into it, and y'all.
Give me a second.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, I'm pretty new to this thing too. I'm pretty basic, so I stick with the big name stuff, the stuff that gets like, the popular stuff.
Yeah. I'm glad you said this, because that's where I want to go tonight, because I was talking to some people this weekend. Some people are into the history of watches, like where it all started, and let's just talk to the elephant in the room. The two big dogs. There's a lot of big dogs. Like there's a holy trinity, of course, when it comes to watches, but there's two big dogs, Patek and Rolex. Well, Rolex being above Patek as far as sales is concerned. But there is pros and cons when it comes to Rolex, because some people aren't impressed with the Submariner's been the same watch forever. I remember during the pandemic, they laid waste to that new color dial that Rolex had put out. People even said, is Rolex taking design cues from Invicta with all these different colors? We didn't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to address that, and we're going to make some comparisons. But continue, bro. You said you just not getting into like the micro brands. And I'll ask you this. What micro brand did you jump for first?
Man, that's a hard question. I would say the first one that comes to mind, at least for me, would probably be Phoebus. And I don't even know if that's considered a micro brand. Because I guess this could be something good to talk about, because like what constitutes a micro brand? Because nowadays there's so many small watch companies being developed or starting up that does micro brand mean anything anymore, or are they just a movement reseller? You get what I'm saying? Because like maybe some people don't consider a micro brand unless they're truly in-house, they truly make something their own, or is because anybody with a couple $1,000s can hook up with a Chinese warehouse, make something, put an NH35 in there, put a Sellita 200 in there, come up with a name, ABC watches, and then start a micro brand. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think that's something we can talk about, and it's stuff you don't think about, right? Because some people look at micro brand and they go, okay, it's a micro brand, therefore I'm going to like it. But what are certain things that you should think about before you pursue a no-name brand? Something that's not known. There are certain things you should look up for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, man? Okay, Dave, you got micro brands, bro, because you put me onto a number of them. So I have you. I mean, you're gonna be getting credit through this whole show, so you might as well get used to it, bro. Because if it wasn't for you, let's be honest, I wouldn't even known the urban gentry would have been here until it was too late.
I didn't even know how to tell time until I met Dave D.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay.
Oh, Godfather saying he remember when Swatch was a micro brand. That's crazy.
Real quick, Jabronis is asking for a wrist check. You want to knock that out real quick?
Okay.
You know what? Here, let's go with the master of everything.
Get out of here. What's up, Kyle? Godfather, House of X. Let's see. I'm wearing this particular micro brand that I picked up a couple of weekends ago at the
Nice.
watch fair in
Dude,
Washington, D.C.
I like that. You didn't have the Jubilee on it then, did you? Is that new?
Well, I put the Jubilee on it after I got it.
Okay.
This is not the original Jubilee.
So we don't get trap sued by Rolex. Jubilee style bracelet.
Style. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So
yeah.
This is an automatic 42 millimeter. This is a Mark Teal watch. I met this guy at the DC watch fair, like I said, a couple weeks ago, and he gave me a great deal on it. I couldn't pass it up. So here it is.
How does it feel, like, as far as the density goes? Does it feel like hefty?
It feels good, man. I mean, you have just enough weight. You know, once you take the strap off, it's like anything else. You know, I can't even. It's nothing different. Let me put it to you like that. You know,
but does it feel like there's stuff in there? Like
yeah, it has definitely. Yeah. And obviously you can see the back of it right there. But it's hey, listen, I'm all for micro brands. I mean, it's what it is.
Okay.
You know, because I think that for the average Joe, you know, who's out there, I think micro brands are the way to go. You know, you can always start big, but who has the cash to really start big? You know, so I said,
we're gonna talk about that tonight.
Start out with a micro brand.
Yeah.
All right. So, what you got for the wrist, bro?
I got Hamilton, Khaki Field. Like I said, I'm basic. I go for the big name brands. But as far as big name brands go, if you want to get a taste of that Swiss quality, this is I would say top three. My top three recommendation, if you're kind of wanting to tread the waters in Swiss watches, you can't go wrong with the Hamilton Khaki Field. It's such a nice watch. Yeah. And like, hold on. Like, look at how, can you see how thin that is?
Hold on, let me put you back on solo.
Yeah. It might not look as good on video, but in person, this watch is so beautifully thin. You know, I think this has like a 70-hour power reserve. So
how long is the power reserve on it?
70.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 7. It's a lot. It's a high number. So
wow.
It's just a dense little firecracker, you know? Like
sheesh. Yeah. Well, and this is mine for today. The John Stride second hour.
Okay. Nice, very cool.
Yep. They got this has a Toledo 200 in it. You can actually change the band out too. And I in my opinion, man, the loom on this watch is amazing, bro. Dual crown. Nice watch. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. Dude, we do have a lot to discuss, gentlemen. And let me see. I just want to make sure. Again, if you have a question or something like that, man, let me know. Just put an emoji in there. I don't want to miss anybody's questions or comments. Or first, what are y'all wearing out there? What y'all got on y'all wrist? I know Tony White's in the building. Tony White probably got like some expensive diamond piece on. Y'all know how he do. That man, his diamond watches, man, like kill you. So when you look at you like you're just like turn the stone like Medusa, man. The dude his watch game is crazy.
Kimon's wearing my watch today.
I saw that, man.
Yeah, the watch that he's gonna give to me later.
Bro, that's crazy. Hey, what's going on, Oscar Blair? Yo, before we dive in, I just want to tell y'all, meeting the Urban Gentry, TGV, I didn't know what to expect when I got there. Because you know how some people, you know, like they act a certain way on YouTube, and you meet them, they could be completely different. Man, that guy was getting out and people were taking their watches off. He was inspecting watches, taking pictures of people's watches. Man, he was in the crowd, man. He is a watch enthusiast. And there was so many people. There were ladies there that were into watches. Guys was all over the place with their watches, man. And I just showed you guys a little bit of what happened. And
I'm just glad that you didn't puss out when you were asking the question with the microphone and you told everybody you were an Invicta fan, and I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome, because not a lot of people would do that. They might be shy because they don't want to let people know, but you were like loud and proud. You said what you said, and I thought that was awesome.
Oh, look at come on.
Yeah, I said he was wearing my watch today.
Look at come on, y'all.
He broke the whole thing down.
He already flexed on Instagram, but then he go come and flex in the comment section. But
he already had that copied and pasted. He had that on his clipboard already. Like, he typed that out, and he's like, "I'm just gonna wait."
Oh my gosh, man! The Grace Lieutenant got his Glycine Combat sub on, man. Nice choice, nice choice. My Glycine is never that far away from me. Don't even play no games. It's always where I can get to it. Yeah. Oh man, come on, is crazy, bro. And then Tony White said, man, I ain't making no noise. Quit playing, bro. If y'all see his watch collection, man, y'all be like, jeez. Yeah. Man. Oh, yeah, it was good seeing John, man. I'm glad he came back. Mm-hmm. So, gentlemen, you guys and everybody in the chat, copy and paste.
Yeah, I told you. I knew it. You can't trick me, come on.
Come on, shit. Hey, man, you tripping? Oh my gosh! But you guys have experienced a number of watches. So from your perspective, DK, you have some big names in your collection. You got a Patek, right? You don't have a Rolex yet, do you?
No, that's my goal for this year.
Okay, so you do have the Tudor Ranger, which I was looking on YouTube. That's not a popular watch on YouTube. They give me that
even more. Makes me love it even more. I
Man.
like my ugly ducklings.
Dude, that Ranger, they are not liking that piece at all. But you know what's crazy is listening to TGV answer questions during that Q&A. He didn't. I mean, it's not. He didn't stray away from the Rolex questions, but he was more interested in other types of watches because it's too easy to talk about Rolex. Too easy. Like, yes, you say Rolex, and then you can have this conversation. I even heard on. I don't know if you guys ever heard of About Effing Time. Three guys that.
Oh yeah.
I was listening to them, and one of the guys said, about Rolex being an affordable watch. And I laughed. I was like, well, when you get to a certain level, yeah, it's affordable. But when you, like that show you did, is $1,000 considered entry level, Rolex ain't even in the question at that point. Because it'll take somebody a nice credit line to get that and pay that thing off in the next 3 to 4 years. Mm-hmm. So, hey, hold on, let me see. Oh, wow. Thanks. I appreciate you guys coming in, man.
Yeah, welcome. Are these all new people?
No, not everybody. Not everybody. I just haven't seen.
Is Maddie Max new?
Maddie Max. I haven't seen some folks in a minute, but
okay. Well, welcome everybody.
Navy Hawk.
Oh, nice.
Look, you know what? I used to sell those. Man. Those are popular, very popular.
Do you have them in a jacket? Like, hey, meet me
yeah,
out
man.
back.
I was like, hey, man, hey, look. I got what you need, baby. No, that was like at K Jewelers, man. That was like one of the fastest selling watches, man.
Yeah.
Those things were going like that. Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, you don't really like those department stores, those box stores really don't carry anything that's micro brand because it's always Citizen, Boulevard, Movado, Tissot. And it's just certain brands of Tissot. They, they didn't have everything. And every once in a while on their website, you can buy Invicta stuff. And it was only like select models, like the specialties, the pro divers. And every once in a while, you will see a Venom pop up. Mm-hmm. But other than that, you didn't see anything micro brand.
Yeah. 60
millimeter Boston Bruins Silvertone bolt in the shell. You got that big boy. Hey, Joe be having a wrist rolls, man, that can challenge anybody. Mm-hmm. You should be a hand and wrist model. I'm telling you, his wrists be on point, man. So anyway, guys, let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it.
Well, Trap, what's on your wrist, Trap?
Huh?
What's on your wrist?
Oh yeah, the second hour.
Oh, second hour. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, don't trip though, because like I said, she's always around. She ain't going nowhere. I got a couple of other brands out here, man. We're gonna talk about it. So I took the liberty of looking through a number of the big YouTubers that covered some of a lot of the micro brands, and it was interesting to hear what they were talking about. But I was more interested in what the comments were saying, and there were a number of people that like kind of talked about one particular brand, and it was Traska. I know nothing about Traska outside of what Dave D was telling me. And I think then Tommy did a video on Traska, I believe. I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, somebody correct me. But Dave D, your experience with Traska.
Well, I've never actually purchased a watch. Just read a lot of stuff about them. I actually got to see them 2 weekends ago when I went to the DC Watch show. And their sizes are relatively slender in the 40 millimeter, 39, 38 size, if that's what you like.
Right.
But definitely very well made. From speaking to the rep there, I mean, he pushed it pretty well. I mean, he knew what he was talking about, and they look good to me. They feel good. Finishing is good. I really don't have anything bad to say about them. I would definitely pick one up. Definitely.
Okay, so that's something that you would recommend at Traska.
Yeah, I mean, I can only recommend it, but so far, because I've never actually owned one for a period of time. But from what I see, I think for the money, it's under $1,000. Yeah, I would definitely recommend them.
I saw one that was. I may even have a picture of it. I don't know if I loaded the picture of it, but do I have it? Okay, I think I do. Right there. That's a Traska, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that was one that you could pre-order. I think the pre-order is up now. Went on their website, and it has the Miota 9000 series movement, Superluminova, a rotating bezel, and
so this one is the free diver.
Huh?
This is the free diver.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has
two different collections.
I don't know if you guys know what HV scale is, but so the watch is 316L steel, but it's treated to where now it's not scratch proof, but it's like scratch resistant, highly scratch resistant. So that particular watch I think was going for $635, somewhere around there.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yo.
$635. Yep.
Now, I'm gonna ask you this, DK. You just did a show about entry level. If somebody tonight, or somebody in the audience, or just period, saw that watch, looked at it, you can actually go in the description and go straight to Traska's website. I loaded that up. And said, you know what? I'm gonna try it. They buy the watch, they look at it, they like it, and they consider that their grill. I know that grill word is it can be touchy, because I've heard somebody call their pro diver a grill, and somebody lit him up in the comments, man. I was like, I mean, in my opinion, like that man or woman bought that watch and they say, hey, I've been wanting this watch for, I don't know, 6 years or whatever, and I finally got it. And they say they paid $400 for it. And they say this market.
Grail is just a word. Like, it might mean something, but like something different to everybody. But we can all assume that we understand what somebody's trying to say when they say grail, which is like, to them, within their own personal preference, the top tier of what they consider is the best.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, Oscar has on a G-Shock 5600 G steel. I have to look that up. All right, so I mean, I'm curious, man, because this second hour has the same treating on it. You know what I'm saying? Scratch resistance. 1200 HB. No, I haven't. Let me see. Uh-oh, Grail. Tomo said, uh-oh, Grail.
Yeah.
Well, come on, everybody can't be you because you got I don't know how many girls you got.
Yeah.
I don't think you got more than Dave D, but I know you got a lot.
Yeah, whatever.
What?
I would love to go through his collection. I can tell you that.
What you mean?
Wait, so what was what was the question about it?
About what, the grails?
Yeah, I felt like you were leading up to a question.
No, would you consider if somebody bought this Traska, right? Because some may say, okay, so there's a guy that I found on TikTok, and he said that, you know, he started out with Rolex, and then he started jumping over to micro brands because Rolex and other companies weren't offering a different style or whatever. So it's like the micro brand to him seems more like a playful thing to get and not as much as the grill. Where somebody like me can literally get, okay, case in point, y'all know I've been wearing a mess out of this watch. Absolutely love it. Everything about it, you know, and it actually is in my top 5 watches of all time that I have in my collection. But who's to say I get a Traska and I say, you know what, this Traska's it. This is the grill piece, right? Can someone feel that a micro brand like Traska can become a grill or a household name? That's the question of the night. Can micro brands become household names?
I mean, they can. It's possible. Is it actually going to happen? That's a different story, because watches is a fairly niche group, right? Like
it is.
It's like already within the watch community, or what's the word? It's hard enough to stick out in the watch community, period. You know, like, because you've got 10 different watch companies coming into existence every single month. You know, how many Kickstarters are there that show up on Facebook every single day? You know, so the trick is whether or not a micro brand has a successful startup. They survive the first year of startup costs. The overhead is huge. You know, getting the production rolling and getting, you know, making enough money to basically be stable to survive the next year. So I would say if they're able to survive like the first 5 years, you know, and still be on top and in the green, then at that point they are just scratching the tip of the iceberg of even surviving in the watch community. And then after that, the next roadblock or barrier is to, I guess, you know, start getting big into the watch collecting community. And then after that, then, you know, I would say there's still several steps after that before you can become a household name where somebody who doesn't even know about watches knows about you. Like Rolex. As much as I hate talking about Rolex, Rolex is a household name because you don't need to know about watches to know about Rolex, you know?
Chris, you know what? You bring up a valid point. And it's funny because I actually have one of my Aragons here. And as far as the price is concerned, I consider this one like a dynamic timepiece, especially for like when you look at it, you know, you got sapphire crystal, you have that colorway that everybody's going for this year. I think white and that Robin Egg blue or Tiffany Company blue is one of the most popular colors. And I know some YouTubers are like saying that, hey, they sick of seeing that colorway. But I think Wing does an amazing job. At times I'm like, for the price, like, cause that watch was $150 for a diver. And spec wise, if you look at the sheet, you're like, wow, how can you offer that? And then you look at watches like Nubio or Nubeo, right? You may know if it has a NH 35 or 36 or whatever. Then there's times where, like, if you read online, you don't know it's an automatic movement. So you don't know what it is. But then you see the price tag. And for somebody like me that's doing my homework, I said, okay, Nubeo's a micro brand. Wing is considered himself a micro brand, but he's been out for 30 years. But he doesn't put out a lot of watches per year in comparison to like an Invicta or anybody else that's putting out that many watches. So I mean, I heard him say it himself that he considered himself a micro brand. I didn't. I thought he was major. But I think he do a good job because he's word of mouth. He's not advertised on.
And also, he doesn't. Aragon isn't a smaller company under a parent umbrella, right? Like, Aragon is a standalone, independent watch company, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would say that's one of the things that I consider as a micro brand. Like, they are an independent company. Then they're on their own.
Yeah, definitely that. I mean, and he's the only designer. So
he said Wing just never had gotten his big breakthrough, but I also don't know if he wants to. Yeah, because he would have to. I mean,
as far as micro brands go, that's about as good.
Wing is doing very well.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Wing is doing very well.
Yeah.
If Wing did get that big break, you know what I'm saying, we may never see those prices again that we were used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that has to come with a cost for him to, like advertise and all this other stuff. I don't know.
I mean, that's another thing though. Like, we can act like any watch company is so charitable, giving us good deals. But one thing we don't realize is just how much as customers we are getting ripped off based on what these companies are spending, and that's fine. Like, I get it. It's business, but like, in no way do we owe a company anything, any loyalty for them giving us a low price. It's just, we are getting ripped off less from one company than we are from someone else, like, no matter what, they are making money hand over foot,
Okay, Joe says he has the Nubeo Apollo. Said it's awesome piece, so he likes that one. And then it comes down to, like, I think personal preference, man. For this one thing I will recommend for anybody that's watching right now. You went, Dave D, you went to the Wind Up Watch Fair, right?
Yeah.
If you have one in your city, I recommend you go and just look. Just look at stuff, and you don't necessarily have to buy anything, but just go look and experience. You have to experience it, man, because when I went in Moyer's Jeweler Friday, and there are a lot of big names, of course, they had the Panerai that I was looking at that I'd like to have. They had Tudor, they had Glasuta, Seiko, Richard. No, they didn't have Richard Mille. They had a Patek. Like, they had all kind of watches, right? The point I'm making is getting that information, looking at it in person gives you a different perspective than versus watching a YouTuber say, hey, this watch is great.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I think that was one reason why he loved Shoppers Q, to cut out the middleman dollar and pass the tape. You know what? That's more money in his pocket, though, because ain't no telling. I mean, that's a boutique, and of course he had to pay booth rent. So I feel like, why not? You know what I'm saying? There were so many people on Deep Blue. Deep Blue, I think, comes back like every 6 months or something like that to Shop HQ. They'll be there for a time, they'll sell out, and then they gone. Then you have to go over to Deep Blue's website to find the watch that you want. What's up, Jay Jones?
That's good marketing for them, because Shop HQ has such an expansive reach of customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say about Wing, though, man, a lot of times when we buy these watches, we should also think about the customer service. That's a great thing to have, good customer service, because if anything goes wrong with your so-called $200 watch,
right,
I know for a fact that Wing would take care of it. I've never had an issue with them over the years, and I've been around shopping with Wing for at least 10 years.
Shop
minimum.
HQ, I know I got their hold music on memory.
Definitely.
I'll put that on Bluetooth speakers and jam out.
Wow.
Put my kids to sleep with that music.
Wow. Got to do better, man. There's a ton of companies that's looking for your dollars, man. They want to become something great, man. I was giving this some thought too, though. I actually, what I had it written down that Patek Philippe established 1839 And since then, they have been making luxurious timepieces. They are great to look at. I seen a couple of them this Friday. Amazing watches. All of the engineering that goes into it, they'll forever be held as the watch company that makes some of the most complicated movements mechanically. Nobody will be able to take that away from them. But at the same time, not everybody's going to wear that because you break it down to a level where, let's say a warehouse worker that works all the time and they go on vacation. And if they do, they either go fishing or it's something that they doing with the family. And it's like a 4-day weekend. I don't consider them working hard and trying to obtain a watch that's well over $10,000 just to wear one time out the year. So like, who is that? Somebody, Chris labeled that he is wearing his G-Shock. I just looked it up. Pretty nice watch. I actually seen one of those, what was I at? K Jewelers the other day. Pretty nice watch. That's something that I consider getting just because I work in a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? And you mess around and bump your watch and scratch the crystal or do something on one of those rails or whatever, or jumping on off the forklift, be pissed off if you had a $2,000 to $3,000 watch on and you broke it, it hurt. Let alone if a Patek. But what do we mostly see wearing those online, like Kevin Hart or one of those rich folks? You don't see people like me wearing those watches unless they fake.
Did you see that news report about that one guy got murdered for his fake Patek?
Yeah.
That's the second murder or news report covering a murder over fake watches I've seen in the last 3 weeks.
Was that here in this country?
I don't know. I know the one earlier was in the UK,
right?
And then I don't know where the fake Patek one was.
I watch my kids. Okay, all right, Oscar. You have a good night.
Oh, he ain't never been to a trap live. Then this thing's about to last until midnight. I've left one of your lives, and then like I look 3 hours later, and I'm like, they're still on.
Yeah, still on, bro. Chris also said $100K for a watch. Nah, pass. Yeah, man. Everybody feeling towards that is different, man. I think they're nice to look at. The groundbreaking. I think one of the biggest launches that I saw from Patek was what was it? That Tourbillon with Black Panther on it. And I want to say it wasn't Chris Rock. The other one. What's the short comedian? I just got through saying his name. Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
they look the same.
A
right?
short one.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Hart, Chris Rock.
Rock, Kevin Hart. They all the same to me.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy. Who's the guy that did the
Eddie Murphy? Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Bro, quit playing. They all look, bro. They all black, right?
Wow.
They all funny. You know what I'm saying?
What about Will Smith?
No, Will Smith is not included in this conversation.
Chris Rock go off on Will Smith?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh God, I was dying watching that.
Yeah, I saw that. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a watch. A trap watch? I haven't. Listen, when I get to that status where I can help design a watch, man, I'll let you know. Richard Pryor, hey, I tell you what, one of the greatest to ever do it. I'm not feeling Kevin Hart, not funny to me. That's just me. Hey, look, this is one of them zones where you come in. I don't think my kids like Kevin Hart either. They don't think he's funny. Watches reach 800,000 and up to a couple mil.
Sky's the limit for watch prices, man. Sky is the.
Listen, man, those people, they have insurance on their watches, man. They're not losing anything.
Yeah.
They got
there's
no way.
luxury insurance.
Well, I mean, you know what?
I hope not.
They do, though. They do, bro. Like, they lose their sense of security, man, because these cats out here, man. So they were talking about California and South London being like the epicenter for watch stuff, but like New York is creeping up there. There's South Carolina. There's all, man. They still watch everywhere because for whatever reason, I don't know. Like this is I guess it's the season to be out here robbing people for their watches. So I tell you what, the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, get you a micro brand. You'll be safe.
Not really.
Man, they're not taking no micro brands, bro.
Man, they can't tell a fake Patek. They don't care about a micro brand. They'll take that too.
Bro, nah, man.
They don't know what you have on your wrist, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay.
They'll take it to take it.
If you saw, I'm still talking about Traska. If you saw a Traska, can you tell a Traska from across the room? And
No.
I'm not asking you, Dave D, because you got experience in watches. DK, can you, if you were looking at somebody's wrist, do you know there was a Traska?
What you mean, like? Yeah, I mean, I know the Traska logo, so like,
Okay,
I would know what it is.
Audience, anybody in the audience right now, do you know what a Traska watch looks like? If you didn't come in when I dropped the actual picture, can you tell what a Traska watch look like? And you know what? And I do want to say this about Traska. I actually signed up for the newsletter, and they are, of all the watch companies I've signed up for, the founder actually sends you an email back and pretty much explain like, hey, this is how it works here. We're not going to bombard you with all these different things. We just want you, glad that you're here. I thought it was a pretty nice touch as a response as far as the email. Everybody else that I received was kind of generally the same. Not knocking them, but that one was a nice touch.
Now with Traska, I would actually probably confuse Traska for an old school Tudor because their logo kind of looks like a Tudor rose. Yeah, very similar. It either looks like Medusa's head full of snakes or an old Tudor rose. Dale
said, "A what?" Chris said, "Like a bunch of other drivers." Saw it on Teddy Bulbasaur's channel. Teddy is the king of micro brands, man. Like his website. I don't know if y'all know this. Teddy has a natural website where you can go and look. I didn't include that, and maybe I'll put that in there after the show is over. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you about another watch, the Brew Watch Company. You guys ever heard of them?
Yeah,
the Brew.
Of course you did. You was probably there and like helping them with their designs, bro. Yeah, I really believe it.
That retro look.
Yeah,
like RGE.
Retro look to it. RGE.
RGE?
Is that what you said? RGE?
No, how do you spell it? The Brew Watch Company?
No, Brew. He was saying Brew.
Oh, yeah. Brew. Okay. Yeah.
Brew.
I've heard of them.
Felix said Traska what? Hold on. Let me show you a picture of what Traska look like. For those that don't know. That's a Traska right there.
But there's other models also, guys.
There's other models, but that was just, that's just my example for this evening. And if you don't know what Brew Watch Company watch looks like, that is a Brew right there.
Yeah, and that retro vibe.
Yeah, Mecha Quartz.
Yeah.
Billy would say that watch does not have a soul because it's not automatic.
Okay.
So let me ask y'all this. What do you guys think about that?
About what?
Would you prefer to have automatic over quartz, or does it matter to you?
Oh, automatic over quartz every day, all day, every day.
Yeah, definitely. But I still like quartz. I mean, quartz has something to offer me. So, I still dig it. I dig quartz. Not as much as a automatic, but they still have something to offer. So yeah, I'm still with that.
I prefer my brews with hops and barley. That's definitely a Dale response. Jackson is in the building. What's going on? Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Swiss made Miota movement.
Swiss made Miota.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of like those German Toyotas.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, you nuts, man. You see, okay, Kyle Jet says, I'll just take a good quartz over crap mechanical, no doubt. Okay, hey, some people dig. Some people dig the quartz over that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, some people don't want to deal with setting automatic all the time and, you know, losing time. It has its benefits. Quartz have its benefits, and so.
Said, okay, you want to see it again? Hold up. So that right there is just one of the models they have. They have a number one. I think they just had a gold one that just came out recently.
Yeah.
So if you want, as you guys, come and go, you guys can actually go down in my description. I have a number of watch companies listed down there. Traska's being one, the Brew Watch Company being another one. Farr Swit is another company that I was looking at. Now they do offer a number of like they got quartz as well as mechanical watches or automatics. So quartz fans has its place. I mean, dude, I wore quartz pieces all through the military. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. Somebody ruined it for me. I did have a mechanical watch, pretty pricey watch when I went overseas, and I set it down because the band, I ripped the band on it doing a job, and somebody stole the watch. One of the soldiers stole my watch, man.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about in the military as a tool, then yeah, quartz.
Yeah,
all day, every day. But
yeah,
if we're talking about as watch enthusiasts, I'm not a watch enthusiast because of quartz accuracy. I'm a watch enthusiast because of how close can we get to quartz accuracy without using quartz and electricity and battery. That's what interests me about this. But yeah, if we're talking about mission, going on deployments or whatever, doing like real stuff, real people things, then yeah, quartz, of course.
Yeah.
Like,
okay,
I would almost say it'd be stupid to use anything other than quartz for that purpose. Yeah.
A crap mechanical movement over a great quartz. So my quartz of choice, of course, would be like Citizen and Casio.
That's funny.
Watchman 54 said, I like both. I like unique looking watches. Yeah. I can get with you on that one.
I mean, but they have some really great quartz movements out there, man. I mean, I've seen some stuff that make you bat the eye 5-6 times. It's some really good quartz movements out there.
Yeah. I mean, at the Belova company, I don't think they're Belova anymore, but Accutron, is that quartz or is that
it's both.
Both?
I would say it's both.
Okay.
Because
I like
they
those. Those are clean.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like matter of fact, Mark from Long Island, he has one of those quartz. I don't even know what you call the watch. Some of those really high beat movements, man. It's just out of this world.
Yeah.
He made a video on it. It was out there. But
Grand Seiko quartz. Okay.
Yeah, Grand Seiko make a nice quartz. They make a really good high beat quartz.
So it is Tissot.
So
it's saying. It's saying we thought.
Oh Lord, here you go.
What? What we talking about, bro?
I mean, is that a comparison to Seoul with a Grand Seiko quartz? That's two different neighborhoods, brother. That's two different neighborhoods, man.
Is it?
You got to ask permission to move into that neighborhood. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you saying like Tissot is like MLK and
Listen, you said it. I didn't. You definitely said it. I didn't. All I'm saying is,
let's go ahead and lock the doors here.
Hey, listen, that's a different neighborhood, bro. I'm just saying. I mean,
it's like MLK versus Melrose. What we talking about, bro?
Well, trust me, I doubt if Tissot would even stand next to Grand Seiko's quartz, man. It's out there.
Hey man, look, man, you can't count them out, bro. They making strides, man. They are so popular right now. Good grief. Woo.
Listen, I'm not counting them out. I'm just pointing out some facts, brother.
Well, of course
anyone
you know,
can come.
bro.
No, I'm just a regular guy.
No, wait a minute.
I'm just a regular guy.
No, we're not gonna breeze past this. Ladies and gentlemen, the only reason he would know such things is because he's always present. That's one thing we don't get a chance to do. Before they make a decision, they either phone call or they do a video message with my man. You're part of, what is that? They do Google Teams or whatever it is. They send you a little message like, hey, Dave D, we're thinking about changing this up, man. We want to do this spring drive movement. What do you think? And like he's in like some of these big meetings. What you say? What you say? What you just said something to me a minute ago in here. Like I can't have like multiple conversations. Okay, well, you have said something to me. You did.
Who was that? Is that what, 20 minutes ago. Was that the CEO of Tissot calling you?
Please. They call you first.
It's the CEO of Trap.
That's your CEO. Okay.
Yeah, that's Trap CEO.
Okay.
Boss move, Chris.
Wow.
I'm going to buy a Rolex tomorrow and have them put an ETA G10 in.
Well, let me since we're gonna since we talk about quartz and a high beat movement with quartz, Invicta made some COSC quartz, and those are pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So hey.
Oh, speaking of which,
and matter of fact, I will say this: as far as Invicta has used some of the most awesomest movements that you get from other brands you would pay arm and a leg for. So some of the guys out there, they have those COSC quartz movements that Invicta put out some years back. Well, you're not going to get them now, but
yeah, that was back when they were licensed by ETA, right? Or they had the
pretty much
license.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: is that something that you would look for outside of a name brand? Because of course, the name brands are doing it, Rolex and such. But would you consider? I mean, because there's one company, this one right here, NORQAIN. I actually got this booklet from one of the reps when I was there.
You've been feeling that company.
Yo, they COSC certified. They're cost certified, bro.
Yep.
And some of their watches, man, don't have like the date window on it, which I think is pretty nice. It's like an adventurous watch. But I'm telling, like, man, I was reading through this, man, and I'll actually share this in depth. I'll get some more information on it. I talked to one of the reps. He gave me his information. So hopefully me and him can like kind of break bread over talking about the company. And then, of course, I'll share this with you guys. You see, that's a Bakunoma 2 ruby and sapphire meteorite is cost quartz.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty damn accurate. I think it's supposedly that movement should be accurate to somewhere around 5 to 10 seconds a year. I mean,
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with micro brands, one thing that you should take into consideration, and I think a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on this, is resale value. How can you, like, how does this watch perform when you're trying to trade it or when you're trying to move it? Because like, and this is really just at my level of watch collecting where I'm obsessed, right?
Right.
So obviously I don't have unlimited resources. So when you're like obsessed to my level, you got to start being very careful with your watch purchases, because if I buy watches, just keep buying and buying and buying watches that have zero trading power, zero resale power, then I'm shit out of luck after a certain point, right? I can't get more watches. There has to be a constant in and out with the watches. So with the micro brands, that's where obviously if you're just getting a watch just to get a watch, it's fine, right? You don't really care. You don't have to care about that kind of thing. But if you are somebody who wants quantity and you want to try as many different watches as you can, that's definitely something you have to consider. So, that's where you got to think about, like, what is this a household name within the micro brand, community? What kind of movement do they use? What kind of materials?
And see, that's my biggest question, though. Because see, I mean, that's one of the purposes of having this show today is asking that question, because trading and selling doesn't go away. I know one of the biggest arguments was like people that buy Rolex. If you're not a particular person and you got an AD in your pocket, you're not getting a Rolex if you go to buy it. That's like one of the biggest things you see on YouTube as you going through. They argue. And then what was that? I'm trying to think, what was it, Hublot? I can't remember what company that was, where they didn't actually have any of the pieces. They had like a project model in the window, but there was nothing there. It was just, you walk past, you see that, and that was it. Maybe it was Jacob & Co. I can't remember what it was, but is it possible for a micro brand to have that same solidity as a Rolex or Omega?
No, not now.
What about Zello?
Takes years.
Was it Zello?
Takes years. I mean, listen, micro brands can't just jump out there and gain that type of notoriety overnight. This takes years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? And doing some things behind closed doors that, to build the brand up. How do you know that Rolex didn't say, hey, let's cut our inventory to everyone, okay, and make them sit there and wait. You know what I'm saying? Hype it up even more, because a lot of these guys that's out there pushing Rolex, man, come on, you got to figure that they might be in the loop with Rolex.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, so they're pushing it. Rolex is doing certain things, and it's a marketing scheme. That's just my personal opinion. This is not facts. Because.
So Chris had a question, thoughts on Spinnaker, and we'll get to that. But
well, I was gonna say, like we said before, it's possible, right? I'm not saying it's not possible, but currently there is none that exists to that level. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. And we'll get to the Spinnaker thing in a second. Let me ask you this. Between Traska, what was the other watch company I was looking at?
You were going to say Zellos?
Zellos, yeah. Between Traska and Zellos and Squale, either one of those watches, if not all three, somebody like a big time celebrity wears that in a movie or wears that on a red carpet event, how obtainable? That's not the question I'm asking. How famous or popular would that watch become? And what you guys saying will take years. Could one of those three or any of them, I don't care what it is, you take any micro brand and you have, let's say, three major, you can name whoever your favorite actor or whoever actress is, wears that watch in a box office movie. Does that watch become the one overnight?
Within the watch community, maybe, but not outside of the watch community. Hamilton does it all the time. Hamilton has a monopoly on movie watches, and they're not a household name. Only watch enthusiasts go crazy over them, and even then, only a small group of Hamilton fans go crazy over them.
They have Wing had a watch in Equilibrium, years back, and if you didn't know, you didn't know.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Equilibrium is actually that actually did push his company pretty far, though, right? When it was
it definitely helped.
Well, Wayne, you need to get some more watches out there in movies, man. You may want to stay where you are as far as, you know what I'm saying, but I think that's dope knowing that I own a couple of Aragons and like, man, dude, I bought into this company and I seen it watching a movie. That's dope. But
think about how hard it is to get to that status. The Sidekick phone, remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember how much how many millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars they put into that to get every single celebrity to rock the sidekick. And like, I don't remember it being like lasting that long. It was a hype thing that lasted for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You know, to become a household name like that, it's got to go deep. You know, multi-generational symbols of status and power and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And if you look at this, look at what Invicta is doing. Invicta is almost a household name.
Yeah.
Really. If you go out and you mention Invicta, there's a lot of people that know Invicta that are not watch collectors.
And to a lot of non-watch enthusiasts, Invicta is, in their mind, it's a high quality hot horology watch, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So I do want to get to that thoughts on Spinnaker. I've seen a Spinnaker. I actually liked it, but you guys have experience with Spinnaker.
I don't have a problem with Spinnaker. I think Spinnaker make a good watch. You know, you can get them on sale. You can, man, a lot of times you can get 20% off. Long Island watches sell them. I think they're good, good small brand. So yeah.
I think.
Okay, what say you, DK?
I've never owned a Spinnaker. I think Chris M is confusing me bringing up Hamilton as me considering Hamilton a micro brand. No, I don't consider Hamilton a micro brand. I'm saying Hamilton is in a lot of movies, and even then, their watches aren't like super crazy popular. So, like, if a micro brand were to be in a movie, it would not become a household name overnight just for being in a movie. You know, like it would only become popular within a small group within the watch community.
Okay, Watchman 54 said he has his wife got him a Hamilton watch for his 35th anniversary. See, what did Kimon say? What are the specs of the watch? Oh, you trying to? Oh, well, I know Kimon got an experience with Spinnaker. Possibly, I'm not sure, but I know Kimon do have a lot of watches. A lot of watches. So okay, I was just curious about that. You know what I'm saying? Because if so I know the Oscars is tonight, and
who's Oscar?
And one of the let's say somebody won an award, and they had a Christopher Ward on. Yes, well, Christopher Ward is becoming a household name though. I've heard that a lot lately.
Well, but what's your definition of household name though? Because you're a watch enthusiast and you're obsessed about watches, so you would know about Christopher Ward, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Christopher Ward has a long way to go, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, again,
Christopher Ward is a horrible value watch, and I love Christopher Ward.
Okay,
yeah, they make some great watches. They make
Yeah.
really good watches.
Yeah, they do, but they're horrible value, just like Bell and Ross.
Yeah. I mean, most of them are. There's only a few watches out there that you can actually, you know, flip if you're talking about flipping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's why, you know, just get into watches. Period. I don't think anyone should get into watches to flip them. I just don't think so.
Yeah, because you are setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Me and DK had that conversation today about, you know, I'm sitting at this event. I got TGV 2 or 3 feet away from me. Everybody in there has, you know, you guys saw some of the wrist shots. Anybody that saw that premiere, you saw some of the wrist shots, man. People had on some expensive timepieces. And I have on a glycine, you know what I'm saying, combat sub. And then what's crazy is people in there was like, oh man, I got one of these. And then another guy said, hey, you know what? I started, man, with Invicta. Now I got, you know what I'm saying? Like I got the Speedy, I got this. And I heard a number. I want to say there was 5 people that told me that they own Invicta watches. Some even still have their Invicta watches. It's fun to collect. And that's the biggest thing is like what you're saying, and I concur. If you're going to get into this thing, you better do it because you love it. You know, I don't, you know, I have to say, I've listened to a lot of the sponsored videos on YouTube. And sometimes I have to question, like, Okay, are you speaking from the heart, or is that paycheck you getting is what's talking?
That, not the heart. It's all paycheck. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the thing, because if DK, me and you talked about watches, and I can tell when you passionate about a watch and you highly recommend a piece. Dave D, most definitely. You would say, that was okay if it's at the right price, but then there's some that you'll be like, most definitely you want to get that. You know, so I'm at that point, man. I'm at that crossroad where I'm like, okay, my next purchase, do I want to go mainstream, like a Tudor or something that I feel like is obtainable? Even in here, let's get this clear. I think the Hamilton khaki is like the best value you can get for a Swiss made watch. But then when you talk about Tudor, you're talking over $2,000. Because they like Moyer Jewelers has one that's, I think it's like 2,200, 2,300, something like that. That's obtainable. You know what I'm saying? Takes a little bit of discipline.
But are you getting the one that you want? That's the thing. It might be obtainable, but is that the particular one that you desire? You know, I mean, if you see one that's at a decent price, is that the one you want, or do you just want any Tudor? Yeah, if that's the case, if you just want any Tudor, then you know you go pick one up.
That's what Rolex is doing. They've sold their name so much that people will pay an arm and a leg just for that name.
Name
trash,
right?
Company
exactly. So I just don't think that just because it's at a price that you can afford that you should just go and buy it with it because it has that name. It should be something that you actually want and desire.
So Chris, are you saying that Mito is cheaper than Hamilton?
They're around the same price range.
Yeah, Hamilton or Mitos are like 5 to 1,200, 500, 500 to 1,500. It depends on which model you're getting.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a 7750 COSC Mito in close to $3,000.
Yeah, I think their Ocean Stars average around 800 to $1,000, right?
Yeah, 800, $1,000, 1,200 on the higher end.
Okay.
So
DK, I got a question for you.
All right.
Are you gonna get a brick? Are you gonna get a brick watch?
No.
Come on, bro. It's hype around that watch, bro.
What's up?
It's hype around that watch, man. You want to drop $2,500 for that watch, bro?
No. I mean, the only reason why I would get a brick watch is to support Portnoy. And I mean, I got no hate for the guy, but I also don't really give a shit about him either. You know, like he's just a character that exists in the world. And I don't agree with the whole business model of brick watches anyways.
Yes, I'm not familiar with brick.
So do you know Portnoy? What's his name? Andrew Portnoy? David Portnoy? Anyways, he's a social media influencer, comedian type guy. He started what did he start? What Barstool Sports, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then so his whole shtick is that he worked, started from the bottom, made it to the top, right? Blue collar worker. And then so he wanted to make a watch company that I guess represented that. So Brick Watch Company stands for building something brick by brick, starting from the bottom. So I do like that part, but his watches are like bullshit, mass-produced, like generic movements, and he's pricing them at what, $2,000 to $3,000?
Yep.
What?
And then so his shtick of being a blue-collar worker, starting from the bottom, made it to the top, is that like $2,000, $3,000 is play money, you know, and like his whole thing is like, oh, these brick watches are the same quality as Rolex, but they're not priced that way, you know. And it's like, how out of touch of reality are you that like you're gonna price your watches at $2,000 to $3,000, and then
and no one knows you.
Yeah, exactly. And then so he started to gaslight his the people who were criticizing his company, right? Because obviously, like, people are gonna talk shit about it with that stupid ass business plan. And so he was getting mad at the people trying to give him recommendations, and he's like, well then, if you can't afford a $2,000, $3,000 play watch, then this watch isn't for you. And then it's like, you're right. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
With $2,000 and $3,000, man, I could think of a lot of brands that I would go to before I go there.
And I mean, even though I don't really value in-house that much, but for $2,000 you can get like legit in-house, like great resale value. If I bought a $2,000 brick watch, I'd be lucky if I could move it for $200 the next day.
Mm.
For $2,000, $3,000, I would get a Yema. I would get the Yema.
A Yema?
I need to get a Yema.
Yeah,
I need to get.
I would do the micro rotor Yema.
Nice.
Yeah, that's in-house movement.
And they're thin, right? Yemas are super thin.
Yeah,
it's pretty thin.
That micro rotor. Yeah.
And that's the new one that came out, and with the new movement. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would do that before brick.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
Yep.
But I don't think anyone that just starts out that's where they should price their watches, especially when no one have no idea who you are.
Yeah, and if you watch any of the coverage of it, any of the interviews, it just makes you laugh at how dumb of a business plan it was. Because then he starts going off on like, I don't know anything about watches, so what do you expect from me? It's like, well, for somebody who has half a brain, I'd expect you to do some research in the market. Spend 30 minutes on Reddit or Google, and you'll figure out right away exactly what you should put in a watch. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Dave D.
Yeah.
You definitely have some experience in micro brands, obviously. So what would you recommend for people to start if they haven't already? Because most people that watch the show, man, are Victor Aragon people. But as far as a micro brand, what would you consider or recommend rather?
Micro brand to start out with, I would say start with Wing. Go with Aragon to start. They're going to give you a great value for your money. They're going to give you a really great customer service. I would start there. Once you start there and then you want to branch out to something else, maybe spending a few more dollars, then you could also go with something like what DK just mentioned. I have here, this is a RZE. So this is a RZE watch, and this is a full titanium watch.
Nice.
And this particular one has that coating over it to help with scratches and so on. So, I haven't there's no scratches on this since I've gotten it.
Let me see the case back, bro.
Case back is solid. It's a solid case back, and this is actually a compressor. So this is not a compressor look. This is not a compressor look-alike. This is an actual compressor.
Nice.
So, inner rotating bezel.
Okay.
Yeah, the entire thing is titanium.
And this not a homage of anything, right?
No, no, definitely not.
That's another thing about micro brands is, sure, they're an independent company, but is all their catalog just homages? Because then really it's not really a micro brand, at least to me. One thing I like about micro brands is you're branching out from these certain styles, these household styles, and getting into something really different.
Yeah.
So and I do agree. They offer a decent value.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. Aragon does offer, for the price, man, you get some very unique designs, even when it comes to the divers. When you see one diver, you've seen another, Aragon does kind of stray away from the average everyday stuff. And I know they got the 42 millimeters. I know people were like, hey, I'd much rather have a smaller piece. Man, when I was at that Shindig Friday, bro, what's some people in there with some pretty big pieces in there, man, that was non-Invicta. I was like, wow, that's a big watch. So it's a personal preference, man. Also, how much money you willing to spend.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then helm, 100% helm.
Oh, you want helm?
Yeah.
Helm.
Yeah, helm is good. Helm is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably takes longer to get a helm than it does a Rolex. Yeah. I've been on the wait list for a helm now, probably half a year now. But at least with Helm, you know exactly what spot in line you're in. So I think I'm at like 4,000. I got 4,000 people to wait for before I get my Helm watch.
Okay, Chris said he wanted to see Aragon use some more SW200s. Okay. All right, and one of my goals too is I did reach out to a couple of people, man. I would like for some of these watch companies to see what people are thinking. Is there a new crowd that you want to attract? What do you have to offer? And that was something I was talking about at that event. Is if somebody was to walk out, like, okay, if you're used to the Aragon and Invicta prices, you're on average 250 is like the going price, right? For something really nice. And for the most part, to ask somebody to drop, let's say even $800, and like, I'm not willing to do that, and like I said earlier, I think it takes like a little discipline to, to save up, or maybe if you want to take DK's way and trade away and sell some watches, you're definitely not going to get, if you got some Invicta pieces, you're not going to get the money that you think you're going to get out of those watches, man. It's very rare that you'll get.
That depends. If you have patience and you know the right people, you might. But thing
your
is,
chances though, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Your chances, what I'm saying? Because, and then too, the rarity. Like I was looking at the Zellos and Traska, and I was reading the comments. Some of the watches that they bring out, gone. The Farr Swit, actually the one watch that I showed you, and Dave D, you actually met Adam, I believe.
Yeah.
Their watches do have the Mecca course, but they do offer NH35 and Salida movements, I believe. And their Swiss movements are sold out online. But their loom though, Random Rob had the loom, man. Their loom is sick, bro.
Hold on,
the loom is excellent.
That loom is sick.
Yeah, excellent loom. They had I think like three. I think it was 2 or 3 limited editions with the SW200, I believe it was. Yeah, and I guess they're sold out. I'm not 100% sure, but I guess they are. But the other watches that they have, they were pretty nice. Like solar, and some solar watches and stuff like that. And I was impressed. I was definitely impressed. Loom is ridiculous. Their loom is like I don't know if everyone knows about what is that? Shoots. Is it Isobright?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they contract with them to do their loom for them.
Who was Farr Swit?
Yeah.
Farr Swit?
Yes.
Hold on,
yeah.
I think I have a picture. Hold on, let me load this picture up real quick. So that right there, I don't have a loom shot, but that's the Farr Swit piece right there, and that's some of the descriptions of it.
Yeah.
316 surgical grade steel. They got BBW9.
Tommy did a review on one of them. It might be the same one.
Okay, so y'all see the lug, you see the dimensions of it. And that one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's called a Wayfinder. So that is actual map over Comiskey Park, I believe. But I mean, like, that's outside Chicago. Anybody that's like around Chicago, was born in Chicago, man, like I know for me, if there's a company out of Chicago, I want to support it. So I will eventually get one of those pieces. But what you got, DK? You was about to show something.
I was? My dream?
Yeah, I know you got some watches you want to show. I know you do. Because you like showing off watches and convincing people to buy more watches.
No, I mean, I don't really have anything on me right now. Sorry.
Well, I would like to say, if anyone is interested in Zellos, man, when they get on their waiting list, on their subscribe to their newsletter, and whenever they come out with something, if you're interested, sit by your email, bro, because you need to jump on it immediately because they sell out so quickly.
Oh, you saw Zellos?
Yeah, they're. I mean,
but they also. It is also, I've seen, since I've been into watches, like Zellos, they sell out fast, but as long as you wait, people resell them like shortly after.
Yeah, if you want, if you don't mind that, you know, some people don't. You know.
That's why it's like you should never get tempted by fear of missing out. Just because
because you spend more money that way.
Yeah, that watch that you want is gonna show up eventually. You know.
So let me ask you guys this: your next watch purchase, will it be micro brand or you going major?
I'm going full basic bitch. Rolex. I'm going 150% basic.
Gosh,
and
bro.
I'm proud of it.
Rolex, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. Did I tell you why though?
You told me why, bro. You told me why. You did. You did tell me why.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave in.
I know, man. But and get this, man. I have nothing against any Rolex collectors. I think, and I told you this earlier. The one Rolex that actually got me just so fired up about watch designs and the way it looked was the Daytona, and it is the Daytona, hands down. I like the Air King too. I like the way the Air King look. I think that's classic, clean design.
Now, what I will say, Rolex has done an incredible thing with the marketing by being able to trick people into. God, you could post a 20-year-old piece of crap, garbage, trash, basic steel Rolex and sell it for $7,000 or $8,000, and somebody is gonna buy it. And like that, you should like, I don't know what it is. It's just like the name, the crown. They just see it and they go, okay, well, this is less than $10,000. I'm just gonna jump on it. No, like that's not what I'm trying to do. Like I've identified the one that I want, and that's the one I'm gonna go for because that's the one that I want, not because it's available, just because I like it. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Rolex commercial popped up on my Instagram today. And I got to say, it was an inspiring commercial. I said, ooh, Rolex, you something else, man. They marketing is undefeated, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them credit. Like they there's a certain level of credit they deserve. It's not what people are hyping it out to be, but there is a certain level, just like any other quality watch, you know. Like if we look at it just on its own merits, it's a quality watch, but it's definitely not like if you go into the Rolex experience expecting the same type of experience that you put it on this type of pedestal, like you're just going to be disappointed. But if you're realistic and you come into it going like, okay, it's a quality watch, you know, based on retail price, it's decent, then it's fine. Like for me, when my first Rolex I ever handled, I was super disappointed because I had put it on this pedestal, you know, like this watch was going to change how I saw watches forever. And then I finally got in my hand and I'm like, you know, this is all right. Like if I came into the experience thinking I would get a pretty decent watch, then I would have been very happy with it, you know, but it's a good watch.
Look at Dave. Dave don't, he's like, nope.
Listen, look, I don't have an issue with Rolex at all. You know, I really don't. But yes, the Daytona is what I like, and I also like the Presidential. Those are the two that I like. Okay, I could care less if I never get one. It just doesn't matter. If one day it drops out the sky, or I don't know, some money falls in my lap or something, and I say, you know, let me spend this money and get this thing just to do it. Yeah, I'll do it. But it doesn't turn me on. It doesn't. And I've had a Rolex in my hand. The hype for me isn't there.
Yeah.
But I would say if I had to get one, it would be a Presidential or a Daytona. Yeah. And that's just it. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from anyone else. But you know, if I never get one, I'm totally fine with it. If I got one, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm running out to get. Even if I could afford it, I don't know if I would actually just run to buy it immediately. I think I would buy some other things before matter of fact, I would get a Cartier before I get a Rolex.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, I saw a couple of those Friday. I saw a couple of Cartiers Friday, bro. I'm telling you, man. Hey, Cartier. Woo, you can't go wrong with a Cartier, boy.
The best people to talk to about this are people who look at watches in an unbiased way. You know, they respect watches overall. They're not a fanboy one way or the other.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like,
well, you know, DK, let's consider people's upbringing. You know, I've heard people say that Rolex has been a part of their family, you know, through generations and stuff like that. So there's nothing else. So they look at Rolex as being, they look at Rolex the same way Invicta collectors look at their pro divers and stuff like that. For me, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, man. The one watch that I know for a fact I saw the D boys have was a Rolex. They had Rolexes, they had Air Forces on, or whatever the case was. We knew they were selling drugs. That's how they can afford it. So the standard for Rolex for us was like, okay, when you're making a certain amount of money, this is what you buy. You didn't even like, we didn't even know how to tell time at the point, but all I know was that status was there. And then anybody else had on a G-Shock. That went crazy. When it comes down to a Patek Philippe, any other watch, even Omega, nobody had, like my godfather he was a watch connoisseur. So he had all these brands. I was like, I couldn't even pronounce the name of these watches. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Looks nice. You know what I'm saying? Tourbillons and these grand complications. But that's not what was popular to me. What was popping was Rolex, the Submariner, and G-Shock. Those two watches reign supreme in the neighborhood. Until you get to a point where somebody informs you, instructs you, or you do the homework yourself, like, okay, what is it about watches that's so important? You don't know about these brands. So that's why I'm, another reason why I want to do this micro brand show, because, dude, like, even leading up to this, there were like Unimatic. I don't even know who they are. Baltic, Farrer, Oak and Oscar, which is another company out of Chicago. I've seen Zodiac, and then Serica is said the watch to be looking out for.
Serica?
Yeah.
I like the way they look. I did see a meme about Serica, though. I guess there's another homage brand that makes a better Serica than Serica does. And because Sericas are not cheap. I think they're in the thousands, right?
You can get the knockoff for about what,
$300,
$300. Yeah, $300.
Yeah, with an ETA 2824 in it, right?
Yeah, I think that with the ETA it might be a little bit more. But pretty much you can get it for that price, man. And that was the big thing with Serica. It's like, oh my God, and the watch is beautiful. It's nice. I mean,
so the question
about it.
Luciano had, do you guys think Rolex is cliche?
I think it might be cliche if you're buying it and asking other people if it's cliche. Then but if you're buying a watch, any watch, doesn't matter what the name is, if you're buying it because you like it, and you, in your heart of hearts, you don't give a shit what anybody else thinks, and that's what you're getting because you like it, then who gives a fuck if it's cliche? I'm sorry.
And that's how you should buy. But that's how you should buy, because that's how I buy. I don't care what no one thinks about it. It's what I want. So I mean.
So I mean,
look, what you were saying though, Trap, about how you grow up and how you see people with this and that, and the guys out there, I've been through that, but I would say for myself, it's a little different because, well, I'm not going to say what the guys are doing out there, but it didn't mean much, and I think it's because I'm more of a simple person, so I don't need a whole lot. So even when I see the guys out there with what they got and they doing certain things to get it, it didn't mean anything to me. My little group, they did their thing, and
the watch doesn't make the man. The watch does not make the man.
Yeah, because I've known several people with Rolexes and things like that, man. And like I said, it looks good, it's nice and everything, but it just didn't do anything for me. Would I like to have one? If you give it to me, hell yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't knock anyone for getting it or having it. I'm just saying it's just not something that I'm running to.
Right. Okay. Well, I just, I wanted to get you guys' perspective, and also I want to see what people were saying in the chat, how people were feeling, man. And I'm pretty sure once you see this live, if you made it this far on replay, thank you for watching. But feel free to drop any questions or comments or any information that you have on a brand that we didn't talk about tonight. Because I saw Zodiac. That Zodiac that Heritor actually made the, rendition of in person. Looking at that watch, man, and I don't know what the Heritor looks like in person, but the Zodiac, the original.
Mm-hmm. Hey, another brand you might want to look into. I just learned about this brand like literally 2 days ago, and I've been sending emails to the boss to like, please hook me up with an early sale because they're dropping a new watch soon. Draken.
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 Yeah, Draken is that. Yeah, Draken. I know.
I've never had one before.
See,
but
what I tell you.
Yeah, Draken.
I told you he know every watch, bro. Done with you, man.
All right, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna leave. You know what? Dave, you just take the show here.
No, stop, man.
But
excuse me for a second, guys. I got to run to the bathroom.
All right, man. You got that? His prostate's kicking in.
Right. Hey, Kamon says Longines.
Hey, Dave, don't forget to turn off your Bluetooth microphone. I don't want
right, yeah, because we definitely don't want to. Man, that would be crazy, right? Kamon, you saying that's the next watch that you're looking to get?
Longines are nice, man.
Longines are really nice.
Dude, I wouldn't even say over Tudor. Longines.
Over Tudor, really?
As much as I love Tudor, I think Longines takes the win. Because somebody explained it to me in such a great way. But like Tudors they're built like brick shit houses, right? They're solid. Mm-hmm. But so are Longines. But Longines didn't forget how to make a pretty watch either. So like you're getting a solid ass tool watch with all the bells and whistles of Swiss, whatever. But then it's pretty at the same time. So, if you like that kind of bling factor, but you also kind of respect the whole mechanical toughness that a watch could be. Right. And Longines kind of has all of that.
So Jesus, I believe he wants to know, how do you spell the Draken?
Draken. N is in November. Okay. Dude, so they're based out of New Zealand. I think the owner is originally from South Africa, but now he builds watches in New Zealand. So it's a New Zealand-based company. And I forget how I heard about them. I think it was just on Facebook, something or other, like whatever. I came across their website, and they're dropping a new watch. I don't even want to tell you guys about it because I want to be the first one to order it. But what's that? Dryden?
He has one.
No. I'm talking about Draken or Draken. I'm not talking about Dryden. I'm talking about Draken.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about this one.
No. I'm talking about Draken. Hey, yeah. See, there is something you don't know.
Okay. You got me.
Yeah, but the
Draken is the one that it has. Does it have the mega quartz?
They might have a chronograph that has a mega quartz in it. But
right. Yeah.
Most of their watches are automatic. But man, it just looks good. Like, check it out. After this live, check it out. They've got a new watch dropping in like 3 days. It's called the Aoraki, Aoraki, and like the dimensions are perfect. I know you like a bigger watch, but this one is 39 millimeters diameter. I want to say 12 millimeters case thickness, 48 millimeters lug to lug. So like the standard formula for an awesome size this watch has, and it's beautiful. Just check it out if you get the chance.
Okay.
Jesus says it looks good.
Chris just gave a recommendation too.
Venezianico. I'm not even going to pretend like I know how to say that.
I'm just writing it down.
Venezianico.
Yeah. Tommy just did a breakdown on that. He just did a review on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a brand, Nevada Gretchen. I don't know if they're a micro brand, but that's also
Nevada Gretchen.
Yeah, Nevada Gretchen.
Yeah, they're micro brand. Yeah.
Okay, dude, you would like Nevada Gretchen, Trap. What they have to offer, they got a lot of good stuff.
Nevada.
Wait, hold on. Jerry says he had a comment. My peeve.
He said his pet peeve is when people condemning him for collecting his Invicta watches and they don't have any.
Yeah. I mean,
you know
some
what?
people just talk shit, man. Like some people were born with the deformity; their asshole was on their mouth. You know, like they swapped, and then all they can do is talk shit. And they don't know anything about the watch.
Somebody left me a comment the other day, or maybe yesterday, about my Gladiator. They said, "Why do you have vomit or diarrhea on your wrist?"
Mm-hmm.
I haven't responded to it. I was like, I was gonna think of something clever to say, but then I was like, I don't care.
Did you
like look? I told you, man. My energy is. I like watches, man, and I just want to wear watches. I want to enjoy what I got. I want to enjoy the people that like watches, and that's it. Why do I have? I mean, I've never taken a picture with diarrhea on my arm, wrist, chest, my feet, or nothing. I've never even taken a picture in the bathroom. So I don't know what you're talking about.
You heard what I said, right? If you share an Invicta watch and it causes somebody to talk smack, like you own that person. You control how they think. So Jerry, I would say if somebody talks smack by looking at your Invicta, like you control them. You control their emotions. You know, like by showing off a material item, you're able to get them to comment or talk smack. Like that just shows they're mentally weak and incapable of just, you know, leaving things alone. So that's all I gotta say about that.
Mm-hmm.
You said Draken has a new watch?
Yeah, it's coming out soon. It's coming out.
Oh, it's coming out soon.
3 days. It's called the Aoraki. Aoraki. It looks clean. It's like a military field watch. It's got a neural bezel at 4 o'clock. And it's all steel, brushed steel, sapphire crystal. And they've got like 4 different styles. They've got a Flieger style, a field style, military kind of style, classic style. It looks really good. Yeah.
Okay. So like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the styles. They've got different hands and
show it again, Track.
Do you have other pictures of it? Like
hold up.
Kimon says, "Stop talking about people that don't like Invicta. It's a really played out topic."
Oh.
Yeah, I don't worry about those people.
Yeah,
those people, they don't bother me at all.
Well, they got some kind of mil spec.
The one I want is the Zulu version.
The Zulu. Yeah. Oh, with the fat hands on it.
Yeah, you know I like them fat hands.
Hold up. I got you. Hold up. So that's it. What are you talking about right there?
Yeah, you know I like my hands. Like I like my hands like I like my women.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh, that's not acting like you've seen it before. You ain't seen it.
No. I mean, they sent me the thing on my on the phone.
When I tell you, this man is signed up to like 115 freaking email blasts. That's
probably more than that.
It's probably and I'm just being conservative, bro. Me and him on the phone talking, and he said, "Hey, go check this out." And I'm like, "All right, boom." I said, "How do you know about this stuff? I ain't never heard, man."
And these watch companies are getting smart too. I'll get an email just for looking at one of their websites. They'll go like, hey, we noticed you looking at this. Go ahead and order it.
Yeah.
And it works.
Definitely works.
Yeah.
They say be the first to know. And see, you know what's crazy is I know after this show, because I looked it up, thanks D. You know what? You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose, bro. Okay, the Drakens look like Phoebus. You know what? And that's another watch that I really want to get in my collection is that Phoebus Apollo. And it's just I just like the way the hands are just exaggerated. It's almost cartoony like. I just like it.
What I like about Phoebus is Phoebus watches are the true meaning of homage. I think homage has become so watered down. Basically, we're just calling copies and replicas and fakes homages, but Phoebus stays true to the definition of homage, where they take certain design cues of a watch, but then they make it their own thing.
Right.
And that's what I like about Phoebus.
Yeah, I can get down with that. And then hey Jay Jones, I don't know, but if I ever get a chance to design a watch, that'd be dope. That would, man. Yeah. I like elements though, man. Meteorite is like one of my jams, man. And what do you call that? Sandstone. I like sandstone on the dial. What was it? Anordain. Anordain has. I was looking at that. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but I was looking at one of their watches. The dial is made up of like I think like glass fibers or something like that, and it takes them so many dials. I think 80% of the dials when they try to make it, heating it up, fail. You know, like it was crazy. I was looking at the backstory of it, but and it's ANORDAIN. I don't have any pictures of it, but that was one that I was looking at. But for the sake of, let me see where we at. We're at hour 40 minutes, man. If you guys can think of any other watches as far as micro brands concerned, you can start rattling them off.
Here's what I think about I think I kind of get what you're trying to get at with your micro brand journey. And I think it's awesome. And I've mentioned it before. There's no standard for a Grail watch. Everybody's got their own interpretation of it. Like not one brand owns the title of like ultimate watch, right? But on the flip side, at the same time, there's no watch. Like if there's one watch that you really want, you can't settle with other watches. So in this micro brand journey that you're going with, if that's what you're looking for and that's what you want, then I think that's awesome. But if you're trying to replace your Grail watch by looking into micro brands, then I think you shouldn't go down that path, because ultimately you're going to get a bunch of watches that don't hold their value over time, and you're not going to be able to sell them for what you bought them for, and it's just going to be dead weight in your collection. So I think that's something you really got to be realistic with yourself, because I know where you're at right now in your watch collecting journey, and so I want you to get the most out of what you can. So the more that you invest into the micro brands, it's going to weaken what your Grail watch is if there's something else you're looking for. You get what I'm saying?
Oh no! Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what ain't gonna get in the way of that Panerai.
Okay. And that's what I was trying to. That's what I was kind of.
No, you ain't even got to worry about it, bro. There's no. But you know what? I'll say this for daily wear. I was looking at the dimensions. Now here's the deal: is this second hour is a great daily wear. You know, day to day, don't have any scratches on it. And I like the watch. It's very comfortable. I like this little compressor it has on it. The loom is ridiculous. Traska, I don't mind, you know, trying that out. It's like $600, $600 to $700 for the Traska that I was looking at. I think that's a decent price, man, in comparison. Like I was saying earlier, most, you know, Invicta and Aragon collectors normally spend about $250. Sometimes, like you'll spend like $300 to $400, depending on what it is, diamonds and stuff like that. But for the most part, I think on average, I'll say $225 is an average spending. And you go and ask somebody that's used to doing that, used to buying the Aragons and Invicta, and you say, "Hey, I got this watch. It's $799." You're like, "Nah." I'm not doing that. I'm not putting it on a credit card, but I can still, you know what I'm saying? Like some of these watches that I looked at, I think are worth, you know what I'm saying, me taking a closer look. Yeah. But they will not get in the way of those real pieces that I want.
Yeah, I think they're totally worth it, right? I'm not trying to talk down on them at all.
Right.
But the reality is they are not going to replace what your Grail watch is.
Jenault, have you guys heard of them? It's made in America. I've never heard of them.
Jenaults are nice.
Yeah, they are
real nice. They've got a real storied past, a lot of controversy, so that's why I like them.
Jenault Secret Service.
Yeah. I don't know if the owner of Jenault was a Rolex watchmaker. Did he ever work for Rolex?
That I'm not sure of.
No.
Look, this first to me hearing about it.
Dude, that's a rabbit hole that you are going to enjoy going down. Is looking at the history of Jenault.
I like it. That Secret Service is a nice watch.
Yeah, but like Jenault is the perfect example of like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So they were about to get canceled because of all the shady shit that they were doing. And then they made a round turn fixed everything, and now everybody, Jenault is the golden child. They're the darling child of the watch community. So
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they make a good watch.
I'll look at that after this.
Yeah,
I think Jenault. I think NORQAIN. There's a couple more. I mean, I'm partial to Oak and Oscar myself. I like the build.
Oak and Oscar. See, you never told me about Oak and Oscar, man. You holding out, bro.
yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
you holding out. And you know, the other thing I didn't want to fall into, man, is the hype beast. Because you know, a lot of YouTubers, man, like they will talk about a particular brand. They will introduce the micro brands, but like I don't want to, you know, fall into, you know, that trap of like, okay, this person, for example, there's a lot of people that follow what's his name, the time teller. There's a lot of people that follow. Shoot, he got over 1 million subscribers now, man. What's the guy? Gosh, Nico. You know, the Urban Gentry, of course. He an OG. He's been on YouTube for over 10 years, I believe, or close to 10 years. So
yeah,
I know what, like, okay, for example, and I told him this, I love his passion for watches. But then, you know, you look at some other channels, like how much of their verbiage is wrapped around the money that they may have gotten or the free watches or whatever the case is. And they just put there's a lot of hype. And I just don't, I don't want to, you know, buy off of hype. So that's why I was like, that's another reason why I'm looking at, you know, micro brands. I'm like, you know what, it's something to it.
If you're in the range of whenever you purchase a watch, you're in the range from you know, up to, let's say, $300-400, you know.
What you got?
Is that a?
Oh, that sucker jump! Oh man.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I know you were talking about this the other day, so I had to show you. Can you see what I'm? Can you see the hour?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah. I'm just. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Frank Mueller Crazy Hands.
Yeah.
Bro,
Jeez,
I didn't know you
bro.
had that in your collection.
Right.
Hey man, I got a little something, you know.
Wow.
But wait a minute, DK. What are you doing with a Frank Mueller, bro?
I quit. I'm done.
Real.
I'm done, bro. Hey,
jeez.
Thank you all for watching the show. I want to refer you guys back over to DK's channel. Tonight was the last episode. We're not talking any watches anymore ever again. If you want to know about a watch, go over to DK and send me kind of reviews. It will be down. The link will be in the description.
Get out of here. Get out of here. It was because you mentioned it the other day, so I was like, man, he's gonna get a kick out of this.
I'm looking,
bro.
I'm like, hold on. I've seen that watch somewhere. I just couldn't make it out.
I just saw it Friday.
And when I started seeing it jumping, I said, I know this watch. Yeah. Jeez, man, that's crazy. Bro. Wow.
So that's what we and you know what? We're gonna end the show off of that.
That's what we're doing.
And we're gonna end the show off of that. So ladies and gentlemen, what we talked about today is a number of micro brands in comparison. We did talk some of the major brands, and you buy what you're comfortable with, buy what you can afford. Listen, I can't recommend anything to you besides just be happy with whatever you buy. That's all I can say. I enjoy my watch collection being deep blue. And thanks to this man in the middle, you know what I'm saying? I have a Nubeo. I actually have two. The Lumon in my man, phenomenal. But I own a number of Invicta pieces. You know, I only have a few micro brands in my collection. Looking to get more. Traska may be the next step for me, I believe. And then, of course, for the Loom aspect, I am going to get a Farr Swit. And once I get those watches, you guys will be the first to know. I'll unbox it here. But other than that, man, you have to enjoy what you collect. Don't let nobody pressure you. Jay Jones, I heard what you said earlier, or what you put down earlier, man. It really don't matter what people say. Whatever watch is in your collection, whatever watch you put, you know, that you spent your money on is yours to enjoy. Forget everything else. What do you guys feel?
I mean, yeah, go ahead. All right, no, you know what? No, I'm the young buck here. Let me go first. You get the final words. You cannot get your sense of value from someone else. So that's my recommendation. Everybody has their own source of value, and there's so many different things that create that definition of value, whether it's history, whether it's movement, whether it's brand name, branding, whatever. Like, what it means to you is what determines the value, and that's what you got to go with, you know. And you cannot find that from anybody else, and no one else can take that away from you. And that, for those people who stand strong with that sense of value, for them are the best people in the watch community. Those are the only people I want to surround myself with, because they know what they're doing, they know what they're getting, and those are the people that just know, you know. They don't fall under any hype train or anything other than that. And I respect that. And I think everybody else in the watch community will respect that, as long as you know exactly what it is that you're getting and why. Yeah.
All right, Dave D.
Listen, this whole conversation has been pretty cool. I would say to people, you know, try not to let too many people influence you. Even our discussion, you know, your budget is your budget. You know, if $200, $300 is your budget, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, we've mentioned quite a few watches, and a lot of them are over the $1,000 point. But then there were quite a few of them that was under $1,000. You know, that $1,000 might not be your budget. Leave it alone. You know, when that day comes when you can purchase something a little bit more expensive, you know, that's when you do it. But don't be pressured to do anything, and because we're definitely not trying to pressure you. You know, buy according to what you can afford, and that's what I would definitely say. You know, but it's good to look, you know, and keep on gaining that knowledge, so you understand what you're getting when that time comes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, pretty much, you know, that's it. Enjoy your watch collecting.
All right. So I think during this episode there were no watches damaged. So we good there. There may have been some watch purchases. Go down in the description and look. I'm not recommending you buy anything. Just go look, check it out. And that's all I got for this week, man. I do want to thank you guys for coming up here. Appreciate you guys, man, keeping me company for, hey, we didn't do 3 hours a day. We just under 2 hours. So we cook. We cooking. I do want to thank all of the people from Moyer Jewelers. They right now, I actually emailed them and told them that I will be talking about them today. If you go down, you can look in there. They do have some watches. They have some pre-owned stuff. If anything, Urban Gentry actually gets his watch from him. And guess what? Just because he's an Urban Gentry, I actually talked to his AD. He don't treat him no different than anybody else. He was like, I don't care about you being TGV, bro. You're going to pay this price and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a guy that's going to help you and walk you through just getting this information, a link to Moyer Fine Jewelers is down in the description, man. Go check it out. At least just, I think they got a pretty nice website. Other than that, man, this has been another Trap Vision 3D publication with DK as well as Dave D. And we're not worthy. Man, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, come on. Thanks, Jerry Jones, Vincent, man, everybody that fell through today, man. All the people that became members and subscribers, thank you so much, man. And until the next lightning strike, y'all be blessed.
All right, yeah.